But you might recall a generation ago, 34 years ago, when President Nixon declared the war on cancer, the disease was a virtual death sentence. Today, cutting-edge treatments, while not a cure, can temporarily stop a killer in its tracks. There is a whole new generation living, yes, living with cancer.
Susan King loves every second of her life because she was once told she was going to die from an incurable cancer, chronic myeloid leukemia.
What is going through your head?
I was in complete panic. I said, I can't. I have these two little kids.
She fell into a deep depression and was admitted into a psychiatric ward.
It's the worst feeling I've ever had in my entire life. It felt like you were going down a well, falling face first down a well with your arms tied behind your back.
But 4 years later, Susan is very much alive.
He's a meathead.
Tan, athletic, and active. Yet the killer cancer is still inside her body.
I can't do it as good as you guys can.
She is one of a whole new generation of people living with cancer, controlled in Susan's case by a breakthrough drug. Gleevec was FDA approved shortly after Susan's fatal diagnosis. Dr. Brian Druker developed the drug and talks about a new frontier in cancer treatment.
So project me now, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 years down the road. What is the world of cancer to you? What is it going to be like?
Cures at a higher rate, more survivors, but more survivors that are living and thriving despite their cancer.
Yeah, here it is.
No painful piercing of needles. No more spending hours in the chemo lab. Now, Susan takes just 6 pills a day. But Gleevec only controls the leukemia. On average, it's 4% less effective every year, which means patients like Susan King are living on borrowed time.
The fear, week to week. I mean, my blood work could change next week, and it could show all these blast cells, and I could go into the next phase of my disease in that amount of time.
The National Institutes of Health predict that in the United States, half of all men and a third of all women will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetimes. But optimists like Dr. Druker also predict that cancer will soon be treated like any other chronic illness, like diabetes or arthritis.
Ellen Stovall remains cautious about breakthrough drugs and the patients taking them.
What we don't know about these drugs is how long they're going to be effective. They're really the canaries in the coal mine.
She is a cancer survivor and founded the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship. She's concerned that cancer patients will believe there's a magic pill for everyone. And someday, Gleevec won't help Susan King anymore. So she tells us what she tells her children.
If it changes, Mommy's going to fight a new fight. And my son Kyle just kisses me and says, Mom, you're going to be here forever. I know it.
And we believe it too when it comes to Susan King.